It's naturally. Oi, oi, here we are. This is gonna be my first installment of my Take Notes series, which Take Notes effectively comes from just a bit of banter I have. Like when I have a sick play or somebody else has a sick play, I always just shout, like, take notes, something along those lines. So it's gonna be sort of a play on that, like, take notes. It's gonna be me doing a POV demo similar to what I did in my top 10 series. If you guys haven't checked that out, I'll link the playlist down below. That's for the people who are not really familiar with the South African scene. Rank the top 10 players in my opinion and see how they fared up against one another. But that was pretty much just a POV demo review, as well as the reasons as to why I positioned them in the positions that I did. However, this is going to be a brand new series which I'm going to try, and I'm going to shoot for 2 videos a week, depending. But it's going to be probably around 2 to 3 videos a week, going off a real sick one half performance or real sick game that one player had in that specific week, which could be either an ESCA game, an ESCA League game, or postseason. It could be a tournament that happened. It could be anything like that. It could be VS Master. It could be VS. It could be Telkom Gaming, VS League. I mean, we just call it DGL, but I mean, that whole spiel, it could be a game from that, excuse me. It could be a game from that or a half from that if a player popped off and performed well. It could be an ESCA League game. It could be a game from a tourney from the past weekend, anything like that. So basically, the series is just going to be a demo review or a half POV demo review of a player who had an absolutely standout performance in one of those games where he really showed up for the team and led his team to victory, his or her team to victory, as we are seeing an uprising in the ZA female scene. But today, specifically, it was inevitable. It was going to happen. We're going to look at GodsNotDead's CT side performance against WRG in the ESCA Intermediate Division. This was a league match that happened tonight, actually, and GodsNotDead put up 176.93 ADR on the CT side of Inferno. He's going to be the player over towards N1, but it has been a season so far where Royalty, they've sort of hit the ground running. I know this may sound a bit biased, because obviously considering I'm a content creator for Royalty and whatnot, but I feel like it's fair that I give everyone else a chance. It's not just specifically geared towards Royalty or geared away from Royalty. I'm not trying to be the opposite of biased towards them. I'm going to try to give everyone the spotlight in the week. If they deserve a shout out, if you will, if they deserve a mention, if you will, then they will pop up on the feed. But it has been a season that so far Royalty have hit the ground running with. They haven't had too much of an insane. They haven't had an opponent which has been too high of a caliber so far this season, but they've hit the ground running, 4-0 starts, and one of the reasons as to why is just because GodsNotDead has started this year in pretty good form. So we are going to be looking at the CT side of Inferno. He is going to be the player playing over towards N1, and it's just going to be interesting. So the whole point of the Take Note series is pretty much, as I said, reviewing a POV demo of a player who played a position / CT side or T side exceptionally well. And in this case, it was GodsNotDead. He's going to be playing over towards N1 or lane. For those of you who aren't familiar with the South African call out for this position, he's going to be playing over towards N1, and he's going to be playing this position quite well. So, as I said, this was a league game between Royalty and WRG. WRG were playing with a sub, which was Kyle, instead of Custom, I believe, which was which did hinder their performance quite a little bit, I must say. But I don't want that to take away from GodsNotDead's performance at all. But what I'm going to do for these series, as well as I saw that the top 10 series tended to drag out a bit, the videos got to 20 minutes, and I'm not going to aim for that. I'm going to aim for around the 14, 15, 16 minute mark. Of course, if the demo goes longer, the demo goes longer. But I'm going to be looking to keep it not as short as possible, but I'm going to look to keep it in that mark. So I'm going to be missing the eco rounds unless there's a sick play, because I do rewatch the demo before I go over it, so I have an idea of what I'm getting myself into, if you will. But I'm going to be missing the pistol rounds unless there's a sick play, or the eco rounds or stuff like that, so that it doesn't draw out too long. You get the important stuff. You don't get the other stuff, the whack stuff, the stuff that wastes your time. But with that being said, GodsNotDead's only got 1 kill so far, which was in the second round forced by. Otherwise, he's pretty much on a fresh slate. So we've got 22 frags to witness. The first of which comes in this round. There we go. So, I mean, nothing much to write home about in that round. I was just giving you a bit of an introduction. But here's going to be the player playing over towards N1, often called over towards B to help throw some utility if need be. And these are some good top banana flashes. Specifically, the further one actually blinds the player all the way in device, and as well as a deep banana smoke, which helps his players bully banana towards that side of the map, trying to get map control. So Royalty have gone 1 for 1, which isn't ideal on Inferno on the CT side. Yes, you've got map control, you can leave a player over towards there to jump spot, but technically on the CT side, you don't really want to be going 1 for 1. If you can come out on top in the trades, then you're going to be looking good in the future. But Donkey's going to fall, so GodsNotDead, he's going to hold an aggressive angle, get onto tuck walk, and actually sees another player coming out up, so he's actually going to whiff the spray a bit. Blinded, falling back. He's trying to duck and weave around this default box, actually catches another player with a nade in his hand. He's able to get the reload off, which is pretty lucky. Messy spray. And a sick spray transfer from GodsNotDead. The man who reloads his gun on even bullets and has questionable calls sometimes. That's all I'm saying. So for those of you who don't know, GodsNotDead, aka Josh, a teammate of mine, as well as the IGL for Royalty. He used to pick up the AWP, but not so much anymore. That is going over towards Leggy, but he is going to be the rifler, the IGL for Royalty, and as I said, playing over towards N1. So the last round, he was pretty lucky to catch a couple players with nades in their hands. WRG had a bit of iffy spacing running up N1 there, but GodsNotDead did a good job, had a 4K to hold down the bomb sites, and that was going to be a force buy from WRG. So now it's an eco, and GodsNotDead, one thing about him is he has really good aim, so he's going to be more than happy going to take these gunfights. 6 spray transfer again. He's more than happy to hold down these gunfights, peek aggressively into angles, re-aggress when his team needs info, and that's definitely something important on a map like Inferno. When you lose info on one side of the map, you have to have that push-pull sort of effect, right? If you lose info B, you got to try get info A. If you lose info A, you got to try get info B. Stuff like that. It's all a push-pull effect, trying to get things done. And GodsNotDead is more than happy to walk up N1, take those gunfights, and it's a bit of a whack brackets take from WRG. I think they're on a full buy, which is a bit questionable considering you're only going to take brackets with a flashbang. Maybe Ninjask and the boys thought that there was a gap towards the arch areas. That's what they were trying to accelerate upon, but that wasn't the case. Another sick frag, eventually traded out by Spaz. But so far, pretty much what we've seen so far is just GodsNotDead more than happy to take aim duels, more than happy to peek out wide, get info for his team, and as I said, win out the aim duel. So Leggy's going to get an early pick into this round. This is going to be a partial investment from WRG, I believe. And one thing that started off this season so far from Royalty, especially in ESEA, is just not being able to win pistol rounds, man. The last 2 Inferno games, not won a single pistol round at Giraffe, and the fact that they were still able to win 16-11 on Sinister 5, as well as 16-9 against WRG. I mean, pretty decent results considering not winning any pistol rounds. Pretty decent score lines, I mean. The result is a W for both of those. Started 4-0 ECA League, and I wish we didn't watch that round because I was a whiff to say the least. But yeah, I mean, something important, because this is the whole point of the series is sort of like not only to give spotlight on the players and let other people know who may not be familiar with the scene or the players or whatever, is to give them an idea of what we're capable of and stuff like that. But it's also, if you want to play N1, if you want to play lane, you can play it like GodsNotDead, if you will. And if I do a demo review of someone else, you're more than welcome to play a position like them. It's all just highlighting how different players play different positions, using their styles, playing towards their strengths, and how they play with their own styles around their different positions, and playing towards the team's needs, which is extremely important. So Leggy's probably stayed around in brackets too long after that bracket smoke came in, and he's fallen. So that's a 4v3, and now GodsNotDead is repositioned. There's aggro in Banana from Doobie. He's got a frag of his own, and now the T's, they're stuck in brackets, so all Royalty have got to do is hold crossfires, not over peak, and you'll be able to win a round. So bit questionable as to why there was no turn from that flash. You heard it bounce off the wall, Josh, but it happens, it happens. So now they're already eco. 5-4. This was a 10-5 half. So that means WRG. They're only going to get one more round, eh? They're only going to get one more round. But one thing that you gets fragged out again. One thing that was on the scoreboard, which I'll show again at the end of the game, is GodsNotDead got 9 multi-kill rounds. 9 multi-kill rounds, which is... I think it was 9. I want to say 9. Maybe it was 8. I don't know. He got gang multi-kill rounds, that's what I'm saying. And the fact that he was able to get multi-kill rounds and ultimately carry his team to a victory is really important. So now he's picked up the AWP. Something he's put down since the roster changes, but he's already got 2 in this round so far. Jiggle baits out the shot, and now he's going to be able to reposition, drop a molly, means he can reposition even further. Not the greatest molly, he can still get peeked by N1, but he's going to reposition on the sides as the air hit is going to come in. A really nice angle this, you're not really blinded from any flashes that are thrown over. Play anti towards some of the flashes that come over N1 as well as out of apps. So it is a decent position, and he's going to be holding this angle, which is a nice shot in towards Takbok. Misses a shot in towards Spaz. Now it's Ninjask left in a 1v4 turned 1v3. But it's a really nice angle if you ever want to hold that angle with an AWP or a rifle. More than welcome to. There's also an off angle which you can play towards the other side of the box where you hold towards the other side of the pillar, which is not often cleared. That's just an interesting way. That's if your teammate is in pit or mini pit. And you can play in the site, hold a crossfire, and just frag out with your teammates. So he's got 3 kills in this round so far. Spots out the last player towards N1. And it's a nice flick onto Ninjask to get another multi-kill and drop the AWP straight back over towards Leggy. So now is when we're going to see GodsNotDead be able to frag out on the CT side of Inferno. It has been some sort of a mainstay for Royalty. They've been pretty confident in it. Pretty much picking it, let it go to the third. They're more than happy to play a map like Inferno. And it's a map that they've been putting a lot of work into recently. Ooh, gets one onto Carl. Okay. And falls back, which is also something extremely important to do. It's 5v3. You don't really have to be over-aggressing into these angles. But I mean, if you're going to get a free kill like that, and you're more than confident to take those angles, you're more than welcome to do so. Ninjask takes down Doobie. Now there's another player towards the top of middle. GodsNotDead is trying his best to get this gunfight done. He's actually going to get a double swing with his teammate Donkey. Actually dinks the player at the back, which isn't bad at all. Isn't bad at all. Now he's got the AK, which is a much better weapon to hold N1 with. It's sort of like when you ramp anchor on Nuke and you've got an M4 and the first player just comes, actually spots your shoulder out. You see, that's the confidence. That's the confidence there. He knows the player's there, and he's more than happy to take that gunfight. More than happy to peek into the angle and try to get the man advantage. But an AK in N1 is sort of like an AK on ramp on Nuke. Like you... Ooh, nice frag onto Spaz. It's sort of that frustrating part where you dink someone with an M4 and you get killed. And it's just so frustrating. But if you have an AK, it's a completely different story. You can take these aim duels a lot better. Flash towards M1 gathers him more info, so he's actually going to rotate towards Arch. So now he's probably going to get a flash from Donkey. Gets one. Flash comes in, baits the spray out from Tianki, and it's a third sick frag, and actually dinks Carl over towards N1. So another sick round. That was only 3 frags in the round, but again, just like the previous round, the round before the previous one rather, still able to put up insane damage during the round, as well as get the frags on the board. So he's actually had a couple players towards second middle, and always in brackets on Inferno, depending on the setups you're playing. Your rifler has to be there to ensure that your AWPer doesn't just get chased down. So this is what Leggy's done. He's repositioned, if you look at the top left on the map, he's repositioned over towards Moto, which has allowed GodsNotDead to not play so aggressive in brackets, because that's a problem. If your AWP is playing aggressive in brackets, your rifler needs to make sure he doesn't just get chased down. Oh no, I wish I didn't watch this round. Still able to get out though. 2 bullets, unable to get the reload down. Molly's in 1, Molly's in 2 rather. What is going on here? Now I can reload. I like it. GodsNotDead always reloads on even numbers, just saying. Okay, so now he's in the sights. Flashing while the pit player to swing N1. I like it, spots a player out. Still not getting a frag, not getting a frag at all. Really messy round. Aish. But it happens, it happens. It happens. Leggy's going to peek down second mid. GodsNotDead holds the swing for the molly. But by the time you guys are seeing this, it's going to be the last round. By the time you guys are seeing this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, is the Predator SummerSlam, which I'll leave links to the description to the event in the description below. Gamedock socials as well as my own. I'll be streaming on my own channel games that are happening this weekend. 20,000 rand prize pool. Sponsored by Predator. Gamedock plugging us again. Hopefully Escom is not gonna roughen up the tourney again like they did last year. But it is going to be the Predator SummerSlam, where we're going to see if anyone can derail ATK, which has been the whole story of last year and will continue to be the story of this year's. Can people overrun ATK? Can people put up a fight? Can people put up good numbers? It's going to be the questions on everyone's lips. But it is going to be the Predator SummerSlam, as I said, Saturday from 9 a.m. onwards and Sunday from 11 a.m. onwards, I believe. So keep an eye out for that. If you're not subscribed already to my channel, you can subscribe, hit the bell icon so you know when I upload next. And so yeah, you can check more of this Take Note series. You're actually gonna spot Spaz out. Spaz, what doing? Why are you jumping like this, bro? Gets tuck book as well. 4v1, last player up a B. I like it. Holds the wide angle for the swing, and that's exactly what we need. That's exactly what we want. That's exactly what we need. That's exactly what GodsNotDead delivered. But guys, that's been it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys enjoyed GodsNotDead's performance. If you want to take notes on how to play N1 on Inferno like GodsNotDead, that's been me. Subscribe, hit the bell icon, comment down below if you think anyone deserves a mention, if you think any performance stand out this past week. Comment down below. Let me know what you think of the video. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe, hit the bell icon so you know when I upload next. And yeah, catch you guys on the flip.